What does this mean to you, the team, and the nation? Nice, easy question for you.
Well, I think I can answer for the team. They've responded to what was always going to be a really challenging night. You know, we were so smooth through the quarterfinal, and relatively unscathed through the second round. So we knew that at some point we were going to concede and we would have to respond. Denmark have had an incredible tournament. I mean, I've got to give them huge credit. I thought they made it really difficult for us tonight. They pressed us so well, scored a fabulous goal. The boy's a super player. And but I think on the balance of play, when you look at the number of saves we forced the goalkeeper to make and long periods of the game where I felt we were the biggest threat, I think we deserved it. And for our country, I mean, I've not heard this new Wembley like that ever, and to be able to share that with everybody and share it with everybody at home is very special.
Thanks, Simon. Sammy Mockbell, Daily Mail.
Hi, Gareth.
Hi, Sammy.
It must have been pretty torturous for you that whole 120 minutes. Can you talk a bit about the emotional rollercoaster that you personally went through?
Well, I felt calm in the lead up to the game because I felt that the players, with what they've been through over the last few years, were ready. And you're never 100% sure how they'll react in those difficult moments, but we have talked about it and they stayed calm. I didn't think we kept the ball well enough through Denmark's pressure from their front three, and we're going to have to do that better on Sunday because Italy are very good at it. So we need to find better solutions with that. But we found a way to win, and we found a way to find the spaces further forward. Once we'd got into their half, we were a threat all night. All of our wide players, Raheem, Bukayo, Jack, Phil when he came on, Mason, those players that got in between the lines or were in those one-against-one situations wide, they were a real handful. And we managed to create good openings. I thought the goalkeeper for them had a fantastic game. He's a top goalkeeper. But we found a way to win. The second half of extra time, I think it took us a while to realise actually just to keep the ball was the easiest way to finish the game off. It took us 5 minutes to work that out, and then we got clued into it. So we invited more pressure in that initial period than we needed to. No, huge credit. These players have been immense from the first day we met up at Middlesbrough. The whole group, the boys that didn't make the final cut, the group that have been here together, all of the staff, they deserve what's been a really special night.
Alex Howell, BBC Sport.
Hi, Gareth.
Hi,
congratulations.
Thank you.
Just wanted to touch on the end of the game, on the team keeping the ball. How proud of you of how they dealt with the end of the game, and how were you trying to get your message onto them to keep it better when it got to that point?
Well, understandably, given how long we've all waited for a moment like this, when you're ahead, there's a tendency to sit. We changed the shape because we know that Denmark in those moments have thrown 4 players into the box, and we needed to keep pressure on high up the pitch, but to be able to have the numbers to defend those balls into the box. But it took the players a while to really recognise they were then a man down, and there were opportunities to keep the ball better than we were. So, but look, it's human nature. You're in a moment that none of us have been that close before, and totally understand why it took the players a little while. But when they did lock onto that, then they kept the ball really well through that period and managed the game really well.
Thanks, Alex. Dan Kilpatrick, Standard. Dan, we can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. I just want to ask you about Italy. Do you feel that's going to be the biggest test for your players so far, and particularly in terms of the experience they have at centre half in Bonucci and Chiellini, how kind of canny do your forwards have to be to get the better of those two?
The whole team, you've only got to see. I mean, I think Denmark have only lost 4 matches out of 30 odd. Italy's record is even better than that. They've been a top team for the last couple of years. We've followed their progress closely. We know the way they play. They play with great energy. They play with great style. They're, as always, difficult to score goals against. So, that without doubt they deserve to be in the final. They've beaten 2 top teams to get there in Belgium and Spain. So it's the biggest possible test we could have with a day less to recover. But we've got to prepare from now, and of course it's wonderful to have that opportunity to take them on.
Thanks, Dan. Simon Evans, Reuters.
Hi, Gareth. Just on the first time the team have been behind in a game, and they seem to handle that obviously very well and reacted to it. But also just going towards the end of the 90, the sort of last 10 minutes of the game, there didn't seem to be an excessive panic about going into extra time. Was that something you were saying to the team, that you got a good bench, you got a lot of energy left to win it in 120 if need be?
Well, what we said to them before the game is that they've found ways to win matches over the last 3 or 4 years in whatever circumstances it's taken. So whether that's been leading from the front, whether that's been having to come from behind, whether that's taken extra time, penalties, they've found those solutions, and we wanted them to have the confidence in that. And so I felt we were very dominant in that period, the last half an hour of normal time. And of course, the extra time, I think we had a bit more legs, a bit more energy, and Denmark made a lot of changes early on in the game and weren't able to change later. So, but the strength of our bench has been an asset. There's no question about that, and the depth of the squad is why we are where we are, and the mentality of the squad is why we're in the position we're in.
Paul Joyce, Times.
Hi, Gareth. Is it possible to check which players have ended the night with knocks? And also, could I just ask you about the substitution of Jack? It's a very brave substitution, but I guess at that point, it's just what's best for the team.
Yeah. At the moment, it seems like everybody's come through the game okay in terms of injuries. But I'm not sure this is the best moment to assess everything. So anyway, they're not reporting anything. We felt that we know the way Denmark have gone in their previous matches. They've had very clear strategies when they've been behind. They've gone with 4-2-4 basically and thrown everybody forward. And we needed to keep pressure on at the front, but to have the numbers there to deal with the balls in the box. And in the end, Raheem was causing so many problems and was so difficult to play all night that it was going to have to be Phil or Jack to come off. And we made that decision. Not an easy one, but Jack has totally understood it. And in the end, he said to me, "Well, Gaffer, it doesn't matter." Not really bothered, really. We've got to the final. But I must say, I thought he had absolutely the impact we were looking for at the moment when he came into the game. I mean, Bukayo had actually settled into the game. He started a bit nervously, but he was playing well. But we just felt that Jack could give us even more at that moment. And Raheem running at Vestergaard on the other side was a change we fancied seeing as well. So all of those attacking players with Harry as well gave a fantastic contribution tonight.
Okay, Jonas Dalgaard, Denmark.
Hi, Gareth. We just had the Danish press conference, and both Kasper Hjulmand and Martin Braithwaite felt a bit unfairly treated in the situation with the penalty, and whether there was a ball on the field as well. How did you see that, and do you understand that they can feel unfairly treated?
Yeah, look, I think I saw the ball on the pitch, so I wasn't sure how that would be dealt with. But I saw a game in England before where that happened, and the goal wasn't disallowed. I haven't really seen the penalty situation, but a lot of people have asked me the same question. But I think on the statistics of the game, the number of saves, I mean, Kasper had an incredible game in goal, and I think we had the better of the chances, and we created far more chances. So probably on the balance of the game, I think we deserved it. But if you're to say to me that the penalty was soft, I can understand. I'd also just say I think Denmark have had an incredible tournament. I was talking to Simon Kjaer at the end. His leadership, the way the team have played, the way they responded to everything that's happened to them has been immense. They gave us an incredible game. We knew it was going to be difficult. We knew that before the autumn. We knew that from the games in the autumn. And they've got some very, very good players, and the coach has done a fantastic job. So they played an incredible tournament.
Thanks. Rob Harris, AP.
Hi, Gareth. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Have you had a chance to deliver a message to your players yet about the scale of this achievement on the pitch or anywhere? Obviously, all the and how hard was it making changes earlier, given the number available these days?
Well, I think that we felt the team were playing well, so there's a risk that you feel the need to make changes and affect the game when, if the team are playing well, maybe you don't need to do too much. You know, all of the players that came into the game had a positive impact. It gave us the chance to have some freshness on the pitch, of course. And the opposition were constantly changing tactically, but we felt that the way we were dealing with that wasn't a huge problem. So sometimes it's bolder to do nothing, because the risk is if you don't do anything that it can go against you. But we were causing problems, we were creating chances, so we didn't see that problem within the game. Yeah, sorry, Rob, I've forgotten the rest of the question.
Sorry, it was just if you had a message to your players at all. Yeah, you managed to sort of gather them to give a big message.
Yeah, I mean, look, we've had 2 minutes with them. They were all off doing interviews. A couple are in the drug testing. So, but we just said, look, they deserve this. You know, they've been fantastic as a group. The way they've supported each other right the way through this period. The guys that were with us in Middlesbrough, you know, Jesse, Prowsey, Ollie Watkins, Trent, you know, that they've all played a part in this, and they've been immense in their acceptance of the different roles and the moments to come in. We've got some stars who haven't had the amount of football they would want, you know, the likes of Marcus Rashford, who's just got on with things and accepted that at the moment he's had to wait and be patient. But we wouldn't have got to the point we've got to without that mentality of the whole group. And they can see what it's meant to the whole country tonight and what it's meant to the fans in the stadium. I've never known the new Wembley like this. So for all of them, you know, nights like tonight make it all worthwhile.
Okay, we have a bus to St George's Park to catch, so we'll have to finish with Theo Squires and Paul Echo.
Hi Gareth, congratulations. Jordan Pickford, he had a couple of shaky moments in that first half, not playing as well as we've seen throughout the tournament, but he did improve it after the break. So I was just wondering, did you say anything to him at all at half-time to prompt that turnaround from him?
No, that's down to him. I mean, we just talked to the whole group about avoiding the sorts of needless mistakes that created some tension in that first half. You know, we played some short passes. We were a little bit slow on some of the moments of transition where they were able to press us and win the ball back very quickly when we'd just won it. Yeah, most of the opportunities they had were in counter-attacks where we'd conceded the ball quite cheaply, really. So we did discuss that as a group, but you know, the players deserve the credit for reacting in the right way at the right moment.
Okay, guys, we'll conclude it there and we'll see you for the final. Thanks.
Thank you.